You're not going to believe this, but something divine just happened. A person in a powerful position has just made a final decision about you. It wasn't random. It wasn't impulsive. It came after quietly watching you, your grace, your endurance, your silent strength. They saw how you carry the weight of the world yet still find a way to smile. They watched you weep in private, then show up in public with compassion. This isn't about admiration or status, it's spiritual. A soul of deep influence, on earth and in the unseen realm, has chosen you. Out of everyone they could have selected, it was your name that got circled. Your story remembered. Your kindness whispered into sacred places. That one, they said. We must protect that one. Something massive just shifted in your favor, and now heaven is about to show you why. You thought no one saw the tears behind your smile. But someone did. Someone powerful. Someone spiritually stirred. Your struggles echoed further than you imagined. You've been on their heart longer than you know. This wasn't a casual choice. It was a divine prompting. Heaven whispered, and they listened. It started with a thought, a pull, a moment where your name resurfaced in their spirit. And that's all God needed. When He wants to lift someone, He can use anyone, even the ones you'd never expect. Now, your name is resting in holy conversations, in sacred rooms, at high tables. Their decision didn't just benefit you, it rerouted your destiny. This is confirmation. The delay wasn't denial. It was divine preparation. Every silent cry, every prayer you felt went unanswered, it was heard. God caught it. Angels carried it. And now, someone with influence and compassion has answered the call on your behalf. That inner tug you felt, that something is coming, you were right. This is why the storm hits so hard, because the shift is this big. Doors once sealed are beginning to open. Conversations that excluded you are now making space for your name. A divine hand moved behind the scenes, not to harm you, but to heal and help you. They weren't supposed to care. But they did. And it's shaking the earth. This isn't pity. It's recognition. A powerful soul saw your value and couldn't walk away. And they won't. They've spoken your name in places where decisions are made. They're using their access to unlock what you couldn't. Not because you begged, but because your light couldn't be denied. And that decision, it's sending a ripple through every area of your life: finances, relationships, health, peace. This isn't a dream. This is divine alignment. You were chosen for it. And if you're reading this, it's not a coincidence. You're being guided. You've been remembered. While you felt overlooked, someone was holding your name like a flame, protecting it, defending it, believing in it. Now, they've made the final decision to take your hand and walk with you like family. Heaven doesn't play when it favors someone, and right now, that favor is on you. Soon, you'll see it clearly, the job, the offer, the message, it'll all trace back to their choice. But really, it was God's command, because when the Most High says, "Now," no human can say, "No." This person didn't decide lightly. They wrestled, not because they doubted you, but because they knew this decision carried eternal weight. Once they act, things will not go back to how they were. You're about to walk into places you once only dreamed of. People who overlooked you. They'll now seek you. This isn't just an offer, it's a divine trust. A second chance. A lifeline. And it's just for you. Why? Because heaven whispered, and they obeyed. You were chosen long before they met you. That's how deep this goes. Their choice triggered a spiritual domino effect. And you'll feel it, in your breath, your heart, your energy. The battle's breaking. The pressure's lifting. The storm is clearing. When the right person says yes, every previous no loses its power. You're no longer hustling for approval. You're being placed, elevated, trusted. Heaven will now lift you, even if you try to hide. Because when God uses someone in power to move for you, it means the gates are already open. This isn't just a decision. It's deliverance. It shattered strongholds, exposed betrayal, silenced unseen enemies, and shielded you from warfare you didn't even know was surrounding you. This is favor. And favor often looks like silent rooms, quiet yes, whispered approvals in unseen chambers. But the evidence? Oh, it's coming. One by one, a message, a call, an unexpected yes. A healing. A door you didn't even knock on. All backed by a God who never forgot you. This decision, it already shifted the atmosphere. Things are moving behind the veil. Fast, and the person who chose you, they're not backing out. They've been anchored in this choice. Because God made it clear, this one. Their yes broke generational cycles. Corrected injustice. Realigned your entire life. This is what divine timing feels like. Suddenly, things feel easier. Because they are. The pressure is loosening. The enemy's grip is slipping. You're being carried now, by heaven, by favor, by a decision sealed in sacred space. And what they're doing for you, God is multiplying back to them. Because blessing you is now their assignment. They're not just an ally. They're a key. A door opener. A protector. You didn't search for them. God sent them. Their decision brings more than favor, it brings restoration, honor, access, peace. You don't have to fight anymore. It's already done. It's sealed, approved, protected. Now watch, your name will appear in places you never imagined. High-level meetings. Hearts you thought were closed. Inboxes. Contracts. Conversations. This wasn't random. This was divinely written. And once heaven writes your name into a new season, nothing can erase it. They didn't choose out of obligation. They chose out of revelation. And it changed everything. So, if your heart is racing right now, if your soul feels a strange peace, don't ignore it. It's your spirit recognizing the truth. This message is your confirmation. The ripple effect is already unfolding. From this moment on, expect change. Watch what shows up. Notice the signs. Because your yes has already echoed through the heavens. You don't need their validation anymore. You've already been chosen, seen, confirmed, spiritually signed. This is resurrection. And your story is being rewritten. Favor has found you. Permanently. Your enemies will fall silent. Your peace will rise. Your rest will return. And your joy will overflow. This was the decision heaven needed. Now it's been made. And you, beloved, are about to live in the proof. You see, this wasn't just a shift in opportunity, it was a shift in atmosphere. The very air around you is different now. Even if you can't see it with your natural eyes, your spirit feels it. You've stepped into a new realm, a divine current that is pulling you toward everything that was once delayed. And what's coming now is not fragile. It's not temporary. It's rooted in heaven's blueprint for your life. This is your appointed moment. The timing you thought had passed you by was never lost, it was preserved. Reserved for a season where your heart would be ready, your spirit would be open, and the people chosen to help you would be in position. And now they are. Don't underestimate the magnitude of what's happening behind the scenes. God didn't just open a door, He rerouted the entire path so that you would never miss what was yours. The right people are suddenly remembering you. The right conversations are circling back to your name. Opportunities that once slipped through your fingers are now being handed back, asterisk with interest star. This isn't about a blessing dropping from the sky. This is about your name being carried by favor into places you never applied, never expected, never even dared to pray for. Because when heaven marks you, it doesn't ask for permission. It moves. And now, so do you. You're going to notice the energy around you shifting. People who once tolerated you will begin to celebrate you. Those who dismissed you will become silent in awe. And those chosen to walk with you in this season, they'll recognize your value without you having to prove a single thing. This is recompense for every tear, every rejection, every betrayal you endured quietly. You're not just being elevated. You're being vindicated. Not publicly, not loudly, but spiritually. That's the kind of favor that lasts. Not the kind that flashes and fades, but the kind that becomes foundation. This is favor with roots, deep, divine, unshakable. And hear this clearly, nothing you lost was wasted. Nothing you gave in love went unnoticed. Nothing you sacrificed in obedience will go unrewarded. God saw it all. Heaven kept the record. And now, it's time for the release. You may start seeing strange timing, divine interruptions, and moments of coincidence that leave you breathless. But it's not coincidence. It's alignment. It's proof that the hand of God has landed on your story. You're not imagining it. That sudden peace, that quiet assurance, that sense that something good is around the corner, that's because it is. Your steps are now ordered, not by fear, not by pressure, but by divine guidance. The people assigned to you in this next season are coming, not with judgment, but with keys. Not with questions, but with answers. Not with doubt, but with deep spiritual recognition. Your name has become a password in divine spaces. And yes, some will wonder why. Why you? Why now? But the truth is, they're not supposed to understand it. This move wasn't for their approval. It was for God's glory. Let them wonder. Let them watch. Because everything that's about to unfold will speak louder than any defense you could ever give. You don't need to justify your breakthrough. Just walk in it. God is redeeming the time. Where you once felt behind, you're about to accelerate. Where you once felt small, you're about to expand. Where you once felt unseen, you're about to be spotlighted, asterisk not for attention asterisk, but for assignment. The weight that once crushed you will now be the platform that lifts you. You are being trusted with more. Because you proved faithful with less. You are not just entering favor. Favor is entering you. It's inhabiting your space. Transforming your language. Changing the way people interact with you. Don't be surprised when you no longer fit where you once belonged. That's part of the shift. God is extracting you from spaces of survival and planting you in places of strategy. You're going from hidden to housed, from waiting to walking, from hoping to harvesting. What comes next will not require begging. It will require receiving. So open your heart, not in fear, but in readiness. Open your hands, not to hold on, but to carry what's being placed in them. This isn't small. This isn't random. This is heaven's response to your surrender. You've cried. You've stayed faithful. You've wrestled in silence. And now? It's your reaping season. The decision they made didn't just open a door. It broke a dam. And now everything that was held back, love, resources, support, visibility, peace, it's all flooding in. Prepare to be overwhelmed, but in the best way possible. Because what's being poured over your life now is more than a blessing. It's the fulfillment of a divine promise. And it's finally here.